Hey, how you doing today? I am Taquila Coleman. In today's video, we're going to talk about if your God ordained spouse, are they being trapped by the counterfeit? I want to talk about this. I just finished watching a video. It was a Kingdom Spouse video where the individual was sharing how the counterfeit using money, they're using sex, to trap your kingdom spouse, right? And I want to bring a balance here, okay? Because on the outside, it can appear that the counterfeit is the problem. It can appear that they are using these. This could be true. They could be using sex. They could be using money to keep your spouse with them. But let me tell you something, okay? If I don't know anything, I know this. When I don't want to be somewhere, it ain't nothing you can give me. It ain't nothing you can say to me that's going to keep me there, okay? Let's be honest right here. Let's have a real talk moment right here, okay? If the counterfeit is using money to keep your spouse with them, that's because your spouse can be bought. Okay, let me say that again. If the counterfeit is using money to keep your spouse with them, that is because your spouse can be bought. That is because a spirit of greed is in operation through your spouse. Your spouse want to be with the counterfeit if all it takes is for them to throw money in their face. If the counterfeit is using sex to keep your spouse with them, again, that's because they enjoy having sex with this counterfeit. Okay? It ain't about being trapped. Because when you're ready to go, when you are done with an individual, you leave. Okay? So, like I said, I want to bring balance to this conversation because what we're dealing with here is a heart issue. Okay? Your God ordained prodigal spouse is with the counterfeit or dealing with the counterfeit because they want to deal with the counterfeit. It is because they keep choosing their pride and their ego. They with the counterfeit because of selfishness. Okay. They're with the counterfeit because of greed. Okay. It ain't nothing. There's nothing you can say. Let me tell you a story. So you all know I had counterfeits in my past, right? And I remember I had this one particular auntie in my family who would always give me the advice concerning the counterfeit who was in my life. She would always tell me when I would talk to her about the problem I was having with this counterfeit. She would always say, "Well, just overlook it, tolerate it. After all, he is giving you money, right? He is helping you with, the kids, right?" And I told her, I said, I don't want the money. I said, if the money, if me taking the money comes with disrespect, if me taking his money and putting up with his crap comes with disrespect, mistreatment, controlling behavior, I don't want it. He can keep it. I would go out here and work 5 jobs before I put up with this, and I cut it loose. And this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm bringing this conversation to everyone. I want balance here. Nothing against the person who made the video um, about the counterfeit trap in your kingdom spouse. I love that individual video, but I do want to bring attention to what we are really dealing with here. We're dealing with the heart posture. We're dealing with a prodigal. That's just what it is. We're dealing with a prodigal. Prodigals can still um give their life over to the Lord, but still they still got hurt and pain in the heart. They still, have some of those demons still in them. Okay. Don't get it twisted. But if the counterfeit, if all the counterfeit has to do is dangle some money in your spouse's face that causes your spouse to leave your side and go be with that counterfeit, that's because your prodigal spouse can't be bought. That's because they operate with that spirit of greed. That's because they have no loyalty. Okay? If the counterfeit can whisper in your spouse's ear lies spoken against you and your prodigal spouse believe it and never come and check with you to see if what they heard about you was true and they just leave it and betray you and take that counterfeit side, that's because that person was never for you. That's because that person was always looking for a reason to be against you. We're dealing with a heart problem here. We're dealing with issues of the heart. Okay? So it's not about being trapped. It's not. It's about this is where your spouse want to be in this moment. Now that isn't to say this God ordained love story not going to come together. It is. It is. It's not to say that you heard God wrong. No, you heard God right. You're just dealing with a prodigal here. You're dealing with a prodigal who has no character. You're dealing with a prodigal who, you know, can be bought, who operate in greed and lust and pride, right? You dealing with someone who, God just had to come in there and, you know, bring upon them their own judgment. But it's not always the counterfeit's fault. Okay, this is what I'm getting at here. We're dealing with lack of responsibility because prodigals love to blame everyone. They love to put the blame on everyone else. Oh, this person the problem. Oh, this one. No, well, if you wasn't leading with your money, she could have never, took advantage of you. You would have never got used if you wasn't leading with your money. You see what I'm saying? In a woman's case, he could have never, used you for sex if you wasn't, if sex wasn't what you would, if sex wasn't the only thing you was offering him, he couldn't have, taken advantage of it. We're dealing with issues of the heart. We're dealing with lack of responsibility. We're dealing with the blame game. It's time to put away all of this blame and accept responsibilities for your action. And I'm referring to prodigals here. We're dealing with pride. We're dealing with greed. We're dealing with selfishness. It's not always the counterfeit's fault. It's because your prodigal spouse wants to be there. They love, enjoy, okay, being intimate with this counterfeit. They love that lifestyle. They think they're having fun. They think they're living it up. They think this person is really for them. But God is going to show them this person never was for you. They were just here to use you. They were just here to pull you away or try to pull you away from your destiny. Right? So, like I said, I wanted to bring um, some more clarity to this situation because it's not always the counterfeit's fault. Okay, if you can be bought, then you know that's why your spouse is with that individual. I'm speaking from experience here. I let my counterfeit go because I was tired of the money. I don't want the money if it comes with abuse. I don't want the money if it comes with mistreatment. I don't want the money if it comes with control and manipulation. I don't want the money if it comes with disrespect. Keep it. I'm gonna make my own money. Okay. So, like I said, your God ordained spouse isn't being trapped. They are choosing to stay where they want to stay. Okay. They're gonna let them go. Okay. God is gonna, um, He's gonna bring this love story around full circle. Okay. Don't give up. Continue to move forward. You don't got to worry about your prodigal spouse. Let them stay in the past. Okay. They want to continue to be in that past. Let them stay there while you continue to move forward, live your life. Okay. Your best life without them. All right. So that is it. I am Taquila Coleman. I'll talk to you all real soon. Take care.